Today we're going to talk about 5 tips to help you find a reliable and trustworthy contractor. I used this exact method when I was a superintendent, and I'll tell you what, it saved me untold amount of time, money, and most importantly, aggravation. Hiring the right contractor to do your job is very important. A lot of people wrap their life savings up in these projects, and it is very important you take the time to find a good quality contractor. The first method I would use is social media. I would look the company up or the individual up on social media. I would check on their activity, their posts, what they believed in. 2025, social media is a necessity. Your contractor should be on social media. You should be able to research their post history and how they interact with people. This is a very good indicator of how they're going to treat you and how they're going to interact with you on a project. It's especially important to look how they act when they disagree or have a problem with somebody, because not every project goes smooth. There are going to be issues. No matter what you try to do, there will be an issue. So how is this contractor going to act towards you? How is he going to treat you? And how is he going to respond when you have issues on a project that need to be addressed? Social media is a very good indicator of this and how they will respond to you. You can also see how transparent they are with prices, material they use, scheduling. Social media is a great opportunity to look how they interact with people, how they treat people, and the scope of their work. Are they getting projects that are closely related to yours, or are they building decks and porches and you're looking for somebody to build $1 million house? It is very important you look through their social media, you check their comments, and you can even look at their employees and how they act on social media. Are they good people? Do they seem like they're going to maintain and keep your job site clean? Or are these people just going to have an attitude with you and not be very cooperative or informative when you have a question or concern that you need them to address? Now, my wife does marketing, and she helps companies sometimes get on social media and get everything started. She got a job one time that I introduced her to these developers. So we sat down with these developers and talked about their contracts, what their goals were for social media, how they wanted to approach their social media. And we got to a point in the discussion where they absolutely demanded we lock all their comments on their posts. They did not want any interaction with their posts whatsoever. So when we got home, my wife and I discussed this, and she came to me and she said, I do not want this project. I do not want to take this job. These people are hiding something. They want their social media comments locked, and we all know comments fuel your social media post. They literally determine whether people are going to see your post or not. Comments are a huge interaction on a post. So the fact that they wanted to lock these comments and not let anyone interact with her post gave my wife concerned, and she turned the contract down. Now, she didn't want associated with these people that wanted their comments locked. They were obviously trying to hide something. So you need to take this in consideration when you think about giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars to build your home for you. It is not a good thing, and if their comments are locked or their social media is restricted, move on and keep looking. I was a superintendent for 25 years. I used this exact process to vet contractors my entire career. It is important you stick around to the end of the video, and we will touch on essential tips. Number 2, I always check the reviews. You can check reviews on Yelp, Facebook, Google. It's important that you look for recent and accurate reviews. You want to make sure these reviews are legit. I know a company that's been in business 10 years. They have maybe 90 reviews. Reviews are not the easiest thing to get, so don't judge a company just because they're limited on the amount of reviews. It's not always the amount of reviews, but it's where the reviews come from. Are these reviews legit, or are they all bot? It's obvious to tell when bots are leaving reviews. I mean, if this company is based in Arizona and you're getting reviews from Maine or India or Russia, it's obviously not real, and this should be a very big red flag when you're looking for a contractor. No contractor is going to have 1,000 reviews without one incident in there. If this guy has 1,000 5-star reviews, I would start to look at that and wonder how he got all these reviews. Because in construction, things go wrong. You deal with all kinds of different personalities and people. I mean, we've all done it in sales, in marketing, in anything you do in your life. You run into people that always don't cooperate. So thousands of reviews without one bad one is a red flag, and that would concern me. What I look for is sincerity in the reviews. Are these reviews from real people? Do they give insight and tips into how this guy helped them? Are they current? It's easy to get reviews when you first start your company and you're hungry and you want everything to go well. As you start making money, people tend to not pay as much attention to customer satisfaction. So 2 and 3 year old reviews are going to be no good. You want recent reviews, you want reviews from real people, and you want to go through these reviews and see if this contractor responds to them, if he's helpful when he responds, or is he condescending and demeaning. This is not somebody you want to deal with. Now, the biggest red flag for reviews for me is when they have them hidden from the page. If you go to a page and these people's reviews are hidden, it's because they were littered with bad reviews and upset customers. So what they do is simply hide the reviews instead of dealing with it or trying to fix the situation. So the number one red flag with reviews, I would say, was, are they hidden? Are they even visible? Because if they have these covered up, move on, find another contractor. Tip number 3, and this is very important, you want to get a contract. I don't care if your cousin or brother is doing this job for you. You want everything in writing. You want it very clear, the scope of the work, the material used in the work, the time frame, and the cost. These are 4 very essential things to have in a contract, and you want to make sure you get a contract. This is not something you want to enter into on someone's word or someone's guarantee. The world is not like that no more. You don't want to go off a handshake. You want everything in writing, you want it clearly written, and you want to understand everything that's written in the contract. I built homes for years, and I never did a single project without a contract. I don't care if I added 3 steps to your back porch or I built you an 8-bedroom house. Everything had a contract. Now, if you get to the point in your project where it comes to something that you want to change or you don't like about the contract, you can do what is called a change order. If you want a bigger window, say you want a window moved, you want different flooring, whatever changes in the contract, it is important that your contractor writes you a change order. You do not want to get towards the end of the project and get surprised with a bill from your contractor for changes or get surprises in a time delay. He comes to you and says, oh, your project is 8 weeks delayed, not because we didn't show up, but because your new sink didn't come in. So you always get this in a change order, the time delays, the cost change, and this will help get your project done and completed with a great deal of satisfaction. Don't go off someone's word and don't go off trust. Change orders and contracts are essential to finish a project on time and to your satisfaction. I put a deck on the back of a house one time for a friend, and the project went good. He was a very good friend of mine, but towards the end of the project, it came time to pay me, and the deck wasn't stained. Now, we all know the price to stain a deck can range from $1,000 to $4,000. It all depends on the size of the deck and the material used. So he thought the deck would be stained in the cost that I gave him. So we had to turn to the contract I gave him, and in the contract it clearly said no staining or paint. It would only be framing of the deck. This saved us a major argument, and it saved us consequences to our friendship just because we took the time to get a contract. So we were able to come to an agreement because we had a contractor. I found him a painter. I got his deck stained for him, and I got it done at a price that he accepted and he enjoyed. So it just goes to show, even if this is your friend or family member, contracts make all the difference. My name's Aaron Anderson, founder and CEO of Vigilant Inspection Services. I was a construction superintendent for 25 years, and now I made the transition into home inspection and fighting on your side. Follow for education and insights in the construction industry that will save you tens of thousands of dollars. My 4th tip, and this one is going to take some effort. It's important when you're looking for a contractor that you know about their recent work. Past history is an indicator of future performance, but it is not the end-all, be-all. You want to know where they're working recently, how they keep these job sites, and what condition are they in. You want to go visit these job sites and see how they are. Are they kept clean, organized? How are the workers? Are they hiding beer cans behind your walls or littering the job site? This is a very good indicator of how these people act and how they will treat your work. When you visit their job site, you can see their order of operations. How is your material stored and kept? Is it kept out of the weather, covered up, or is it just scattered all over the place like trash? How do they treat you when they're on the job? Or is there full of foul language and people misbehaving, or are they polite and answer your questions and help you on the job site? When you pull up and this guy sees you, it's going to be a very good indicator of his attitude when he comes up and asks you what you're doing. Personally, I think he should tour the job site with you, show you how things are kept and maintained. It's also very important to look at the order of operations. Are they getting their roof on in time so your house isn't getting flooded? Are they getting the floors done before they do the trim? A well-maintained job site shows the level of respect that the contractor has for your material and their job. So if you get to a job site and it's trashed or this guy don't want you around, it's very important that you just move on. Take this as a lesson and find a contractor that is willing to take you to his jobs and willing to explain questions to you, despite the fact that he may have answered them 100 times in his career, because these questions are new to you. They might not be new to him. He might have answered them 100 times, but you haven't. You have these questions, you have a right to the answers, and you have a right to know the process and what goes into building your home. Number 5, some people ain't gonna like this. Cheap and fast does not go with quality. If this guy's telling you he's the cheapest and the fastest, this is not what you want. You don't want the cheapest and fastest building your lifetime home. You want quality and care into your home. So it's very important that you don't look for the cheapest and fastest. You'll often end up with substandard material, substandard work, and you're going to end up paying more to get it fixed when the time comes to take possession of their house. So we want you to understand that good contractors are not cheap. Good material is not cheap. It is very important that if you're building a quality lifetime home, that you go for quality and consistency over cheap and fast. These promises just are not pan out. I've heard it from people my entire life. Oh, we're gonna do this for $200. We'll be out of your hair in 2 days. We do this all the time. Where you usually end up is aggravated, finding a new contractor, and you're paying double because you got to undo the work he did, and you got to pay this new contractor to do it correctly. This is very important to do, and it is not something you want to skip out on thinking you're going to be better off. In the long run, you're going to end up paying more, and you're going to be very upset that you're redoing these projects and not in your home on time. The biggest thing I see with homeowners is time. The money thing is, they can work around, but when you're 3 months late moving into your house, it's past Christmas, you didn't get Thanksgiving in there, it is not a good thing. So it is very important you find a contractor that does not claim to be the cheapest and fastest ever. This is not going to work out for you in the end. Remember these 5 steps when you're looking for a contractor, and take the time ahead of the project to find a good contractor. This is not something you want to rush through or go off the word of someone. Do your own research, follow these steps, make your own decisions, and vet these people before you hire them and either allow them into your home or allow them to build your home.